What's happening? What's happening?
Hi Ramon, how are you today, my friends?
I'm doing good, Eduardo. How's everything on your side?
Super, super hot here in Peru. It's extremely hot.
Really?
Yes,
Is it,
the
is it
temperature arrived until 37 degrees Celsius. Celsius degree.
got it? Is it like summertime?
Yes, but it's extremely, extremely hot.
Hope y'all cool down. Aaron, how are you, my friend?
Hello, Ramon. I'm good.
Good to see you. Glad you could join us. Glad you made it. Um, we are live streaming right now on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on TikTok, also live streaming. If you want to hear the whole conversation, tap into that YouTube channel. Today we're on episode what number? 21, 22.
I think that it's 13? No, 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 sorry.
13?
23, sorry, 23. My English
Maybe
is
22, 23. We'll double check on that, but we're old enough to drink, and that's a good thing. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody joining us. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all of the viewership. Shout out to the homie Wes, also supporting us all the way from Nigeria. Everybody out there holding it down that listens every week. We appreciate you. Much love to everybody all across the world that tunes in with us to the Ramon G live stream. Like I say, we don't expect, we don't claim to be experts, but we're just having a conversation. We're just saying our opinion, saying how we feel, having a culture exchange, and talking on behalf of the country we're from so everyone can know how we live, what we do, and what we believe in. So, of course, we got Eduardo, a familiar face we see all the time, tapping in all the way from Peru. And we got Aaron, also from Peru, who has been joining us recently as well. And just overall, so everybody's doing good. Anything new? Anything new going on your side?
Well, the weather is extremely hot here in Peru. It's almost impossible to be too much times without your windows open or stay in only one place. You need to have something to breathe because it's very hot.
Got it. And like, what are some things you do to stay cool?
For example, in my case, I take a shower in the morning, take a shower when I arrive to my house. I try when I enter my car, put the air conditioner the more extremely.
Got it. How about you, Aaron? You're
Yeah,
hot also?
yeah, people are taking shower all the time, I guess 3 times per day. So before sleeping, after waking up. So people like to drink cold water all the time.
Got it. You know what I like? I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It is not too popular, but it's kind of like these, it goes around your collar, and it's like a little mini air conditioning. It like blows cold air on your neck. Have you seen it?
I seen that there exists a box, and this box spell out air conditioner.
No, no,
No,
this, it looks like headphones. It
yeah,
looks like headphones, and you put it around your neck.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
You
However,
seen
here in
those?
Peru, I realized that it's something similar. That I guess
Mm,
Eduardo in Tejin has is a kind of gap when people put in the in the top part of the gap there are a kind of mini machine. It's
mm.
not air conditioner, it's the mechanic. I don't know what is the name, to be honest, but uh, you can fresh, right? You can get this fresh air.
Yeah, like it blows out air, so that way
Mhm.
you stay cool.
Right.
Okay, okay. It's funny because here in Miami, it's cold. It's a little bit cold, which is not
But
the usual.
Miami, it's always Miami is always hot, right?
It's always hot and humid.
It's like a jungle here in Peru. The jungle is similar than Miami.
But now it's just a little cool. We're in the winter. We're in February, so today when I stepped out, put on the jacket, put on some sweatpants, stayed warm. But
Mm,
hey, question: Have you ever like we're about to step into a very important meeting, and then you drop like a glass of water on the floor, or you do, or something crazy happens to you like right before you begin?
Sorry, could you repeat, please? I cannot
Like
hear you.
like have you ever about to join like a very important meeting, and right before the meeting starts something crazy happens, like maybe you drop water on the floor, or you fall, or like something crazy to interrupt your focus?
I
Has
guess the internet connection all the time, you know?
Oh, you lose,
Yeah.
you lose internet connection. How about you, Eduardo? I just asked him, have you ever been in a situation where you're about to join an important meeting, and right when you're about to join, like a glass of water falls on the floor, or like you lose internet connection, or like something happens that makes you not able to join?
No, not exactly, but for example, something that happened and was very funny. I have a friend who live in London, and I was having a Zoom meeting with her, and the roof of their apartments come down, everything.
And like you saw it like in the meeting, like, oh snap.
Yes, I saw my friends start to laugh, and I say, "What happened? This happened 1 year ago, and it was very funny." She lives there in the United States, in London, so it happened there. It was very funny.
That's hilarious. No, it's happened to me. Like I'm about to join Zoom, and then like my cup of coffee falls to the floor, and I'm like, "Oh snap!" And like, give me 1 minute. Got to clean that up, come back, but it's all good. Accidents happen, but without further ado, I kind of want to get into our topic for the day. It is going to be childhood nostalgia. So basically, obviously, we've all had a childhood. So I just kind of want to talk about it a little bit. I want you guys to reflect and maybe talk about, maybe coming from Peru, what are some common things amongst people growing up in their childhood? What are some things that you went through with your family? Some things you'd like to do? Some good memories? Anything that comes to mind when you think about your childhood?
Yeah.
Eduardo, go ahead, man. Set us
Okay.
off.
Thank you, my friends. Well, I want to I have been reading about something. I have been reading something about this before we discuss about this important topic, and something that I found that it's very true, and I know that many people know about this. Is like, for example, the impacts of the first experience, right? The earliest experience that a child can have, right, during their life, during his life. Sorry. For example, the psychologists that say that these experiences involve interaction with many activities that they do, for example, and that help to the children to absorb this information and contribute with their emotional, with their cognitive, even with their social experience, right?
Yeah.
And this impact is super important in their development, and it helps to be resilience, positive, or it's a way you try to build that character in children, right? So it's very important that at least in the early experience that you ensure and self environments, and only a safe environment. You have to ensure, for example, environment that give the baby or the child love, security, and support them, right? Because it's crucial to shape their social skill, their character, their all this involved with emotion, right? So I will say that this point is very critical, and many people have been conscious about this because it's a responsibility for us to ensure this environment for these children.
I agree. And that's a very, very good takeaway. How about you specifically? How do you, when you think back of like your childhood, mind you, childhood can go from like toddler, because I don't think we remember much when we're a baby, all the way till our adolescence. How did you feel about your childhood? What were like some good things, maybe some not such good things? What do you remember?
Well, I would say that I have a happy childhood because I grew up in a house that's it's normal. I will say, mother, fathers, my sisters. I was the we were three siblings, and I was the last ones. But my sister was my sister were only 1 year more than me, and that's not a problem because we have the same age.
Hmm.
And I will say that I have a happy childhood because I never feel alone because I have my sister. When I was a baby, I live in my grandma's house, so I have someone's to care about me, and I like it. I like it a lot, and I will say that like every homes maybe something that it's my father maybe could be do better, right? But I will say that I was a normal childhood, safe so childhood.
All right. And what were like some activities you did? What were like some things you did in your childhood that you remember?
For example, I have many activities like, for example, play with my sister, many plays. My parents, for example, old times take out of the house because on that time, remember that we don't have internet like today. Even we don't have TV. I remember that my TV, my father bought us TV when I was 5 years old, and but the TV you have to connect with this wires. You don't have cables and a cable service because now you have a cable service that give you all channels. On my time, we didn't have that. I remember when I was 8, my father hired these channels that you can see on the TV, but that was good in a way because that helped me to develop a social skill with my neighborhoods, with my friends, with my relatives. So I will say that I was my sister, so I have my sister, sorry. I have my sister and I could play with them, right? Two sister. So I never feel like this necessity to be with someone's because I always have my sister that in a way help me to not feel alone.
Yeah, like your sister kept you company. You guys were, she was like your friend and your family.
And in the other hands, I have my school, right? My father all the time wants that I go to school, so he effort that I all the time go to school. For example, when I have vacation, they enroll me to these activities, summer activities, right? So I have to go swimming, I have to play football, I have to play. I don't know to develop some skill that to sport. And when I have when I haven't had good years, my father sent me to summer class, and I have to get summer class. So I was very busy all my childhood in a way.
All right. So I'm getting positive vibes from you, Eduardo, as far as your childhood goes. Sounds like you think back to good things. Sounds like your family loved you, kept you active. And that's fine. Like everyone has a different childhood. That's why I kind of like having this discussion. Everyone has a little bit of a different way of looking at it. Aaron, with 10 people in the chat, you're up, buddy. Tell me a little bit about your childhood.
Yeah, as Eduardo told us, I know that our childhood has always had a big impact in our lives today, because there are this part that is really important to have good times in our upbringings. I mean, from our parents inside our house, with our relatives, in order to have um, I don't know, maybe soft skills or this kind of skills that in our future will help us. So on the other side, we have the society, right? That is really important when children go to schools, right? They started to learn from teachers, right, from people outside. So it's really important to have uh, to pay attention on these on those areas in order to children can become good people, good professionals, right, good students. So it's really important to have the support from the government systems, investing in those areas, in those communities for children, right? Um, well, in particular, my childhood was really good, I guess.
Hmm.
Okay, I guess that my most enjoyable times that I have when I was a child was when I used to play mm, make believe, you know,
Yeah,
uh,
make
eh,
believe.
yeah, make believe when parents play with you and they pretend to be in a kind of a scenario, unreal scenario, right? When you started to think, you started to practice your imagination.
Exactly. Your
So
imagination. You
yeah,
said it.
it's really important that, and yeah, I used to love it a lot because each time I used to become a new character, right? Uh, and that's really enjoyable for me. That was really enjoyable.
Have you guys ever played the game hide and seek?
Yes.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that well. Yeah, but I guess that playing that game, sorry, I played with neighborhoods in my
On the
childhood.
street.
Yeah, on the street. Yeah,
Hiding
that's
under a
Yes.
car in the neighbor's
yeah,
backyard.
yeah.
How about have you ever played Manhunt?
I don't know, man.
Manhunt
How is that?
is kind of like hide and seek, but like everybody's looking for one person, and there's like teams. I don't know. It's a little bit of a more, but yeah, everybody's hiding in the neighborhood, underneath the cars, hiding in people's houses. All the kids of the neighborhood playing till late, and then the darker it got, the more difficult it was to find someone if they're hiding in some bushes. Yeah, man, those were some good days. And then like if the ice cream truck came by, everybody went running with their dollar, $2, buy the ice
No,
cream.
but here in Peru, we don't have this. We have some sure like it's like a bicycle, a person with a bicycle, and
Okay.
that person is like something that make noise, and but it's a particular sounds. And when it pass from your house, you go out and you ask for some ice cream. Otherwise, to get the ice cream is to go to the storage. In your neighborhood, there are some mini markets. In Peru, it's like mini market, but it's not exactly a mini market. It's like it's some
Like
small,
stamps,
like
right? Mhm.
okay, like stands, and you can ask for the ice cream because all of these mini market have ice cream, so you can take an ice cream there, or you can go to this little car like bicycles, and you can ask for ice cream.
And you mentioned something else that was kind of struck a memory for me, like playing sports. I mean, I know I still like to play sports now, but when I was younger, it was just a constant playing of basketball, football, baseball. I mean, it really didn't, to me, it didn't really matter what sport it was. I liked all the sports. I mean, basketball was probably my favorite, but it was fun, like being in like little leagues. I don't know if in Peru you have little leagues where you play with like other kids.
Yeah, we have we play here. The most common sport that we have here is football. Football. And but we have volleyball, that is that you put something and you start to play it.
You
And
gotta.
basketball, we have basketball. I think the three main common sport is volleyball, football, and basketball.
Mm. What was
And
your favorite one?
I think that I wasn't was so uh fanatic of sport, but I think that football, right? Football. I am not good in football, but I play football. I used to play football when I was a child.
Okay.
Yeah, in
What
my
about
case, I didn't have any sport in particular, but my My favorite was, I guess, basketball as well. Swimming, I guess, but at the time I didn't know how to swim. But
Mm.
I remember that I used to like get into the water, right? So playing with some balloons, water balloons, in this case. So
Have you ever played water polo?
No. No, it's not so common here. Water polo is that you play football but with your hands and in a pool, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not common here, but I know that now this sport is very famous here in Peru.
Yeah, it's like like you kind of play with like the net. It's kind of like soccer, but with your hands. You got to get the ball through the net, but in the water while you're
Yes.
swimming.
Yes. I seen that, and it's very funny because you play only with your hands. You don't have to use your body like football, right? And for example, in the United States, for example, it is common that people that children do in summer, which kind of activity is very common. For example, in case of Angelica, which is the activity that she do in that she does in summer or in holidays.
What happened, Eduardo? Say that one more time.
I wanted to know that in USA, which activities are very common that children do on summer on holidays, right?
Yeah, maybe like flying a kite, going to the park and flying a kite if there's a lot of wind. You
baseball, I
know,
guess.
baseball. Some people can play baseball. Softball, girls play softball a little more.
Software.
Um, Sometimes like with me and my daughter, we'll go to the park. She'll play with like bubbles, blowing bubbles, burbujas, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and like just playing in the playground. Playground is always a big one.
Background.
Playground, columpio, the
Ah,
swings, going down the
okay,
slide,
okay.
the
Okay.
playground.
Here, for example, is very common, but children play that on par, right? And not all par have these games. You have to find the adequate par that to play this.
Yeah, there's different parks. Some are more aimed towards sports, some are more, aimed for kids. Now they even have dog parks for like dogs to play and jump through stuff, and it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. In Miami, there's a lot of good parks, like a lot of parks. You can go
Yes.
to a different park every day for a few months.
And for example, in your case, how was your childhood?
My childhood, it was long, right? So you can go from, being really young, it's a pretty long span. So I'm gonna pocket it from like 8 years old to 12 years old. Because yeah, when you get to 13, 14, it can get a little weird, because like
It's the
yeah, you start to you
not
start to lose a little bit of your innocence. But like when you're a kid, I mean, with me, I was always into video games. I like playing like Nintendo 64, Sony PlayStation, always playing outside, also playing basketball, watching the NBA more often than I do now. Riding my bicycle. I took karate when I was a kid, also for a little self-defense. My father always played with me. My parents always were there for me. So I can say I was a positive childhood. Of course, like we all go through growing pains. Even as good as, I mean, I think in life you're gonna go through some good and some bad. Now, different people might measure the good and bad differently, but when you're growing up, it's normal that as you're learning and going through your journey, you might come across some rough days, some bad situations. But for the most part, as long as you were able to laugh and find love with your family somehow, because everyone's family is different. Not everyone's parents were there for them. Maybe they found, you mentioned your sister being there for you a little more. Maybe some people went to school and had like love with their friends, and their friends were always there for them. So you know For me, it was a journey because I had good days and bad days, and I learned from both. And I needed both in order to become the person I am today. But for the most part, I can think of many things from my childhood that were positive. Just a lot of things that I liked, a lot of things growing up, just watching culture and how things have changed. Like, have you ever heard of pogs? They're like little circle things called pogs. You would put them on the ground, and then with like a metal slammer, you would hit them and they would flip over. Old
Ah,
school.
yes,
Oh,
yes, yes, yes. We have this, and you have to hit the other, your opponents, and you make them to lose their to lose, and you win, right?
Exactly. Like things like that, that are no longer around. It's interesting. So that's why me with my daughter, I try to give her the most interesting, the most adventurous, exciting childhood I could possibly give her, because when she's older, she'll reflect on that. She'll look back on that, think of all the good things we did. And like you guys said earlier, how you live in your childhood will psychologically affect you mentally when you're older. If you had a negative childhood, you might have some traumas, which we all might have. And it's okay. I probably have some too. It's okay. They're not easy to.
Now did you mention now that you mentioned that these traumatics, how the impact right in some childs, because it's really important to speak about some traumas and some resilience that some children have, right? Because there are many children that have a difficult childhood, maybe because the environment where they live, maybe their house, maybe their parents are not prepared, and not someone that is prepared to grow a child, and they don't do in the best ways. So there are some strategy to support this kind of children, right? Because it's the idea is to not lose them. And when I say not lose them, it's that they can achieve something in their life, and they add some value to our society, right? And not let them to fail in this bad, bad behavior, or these bad people that now exist in our society, right? So it's very important that care this environment in the children in order to develop it, this kind of this kind of person that we want in our society, right? Because it's very easy, it's very sensible when children when children when people when the when someone are children, right? It's very sensible, very important to care.
Yeah, if you maybe look at someone with a troubled history, maybe someone who's been um who has some kind of psychological issues, if you go back to their childhood, you might find some things there that might have affected that. So it is definitely our job as adults to guide the children, take care of them, do things with them. It's important to be good parents, be good family members, be good members of society in general, and good role models, so that the kids of tomorrow, so the kids of today, which are going to be the adults of tomorrow, like you said, can provide a good society for everybody, and we don't have to worry about bad people around doing bad things. So, um, but yeah, very, very good discussion. Aaron, anything else you want to add on to that?
yeah, yeah. For instance, you know that technology uh, has been a kind of problem from some children nowadays after pandemic time. You know that some children don't know how to talk or to connect or having good relationships with other people because most of the time in the past during the pandemic they were uh, learning right at this right in computers so they lose that idea to go outside and doing outdoor activities playing games with people who live in their neighborhoods. So I know that this digital era has been in a kind of problem, right?
Yeah, I know. Because now kids want to spend more time, maybe on a tablet or on a phone than they would
Mhm. Yeah,
being outside, playing, doing activities. Yeah, that's why for me it's always important to go outside,
yeah,
go to the park, get sun, and that way,
yeah. Walking with them. Mhm.
Have quality of time, right? Have quality of time when where space that you can in a way develop it on them some values, right? And may learn teach them, sorry, the real value of things, right? Because it's very important.
absolutely. Gentlemen, excuse me 1 second. I'm gonna let you two conversate for a little bit. I'll be right back.
Okay, don't worry. And how is what is the most funny or the most beautiful moment of your childhood that you remember, Aaron?
Well, as I told you, playing make believe. But I guess other type of situation that I had in the past, in my childhood, I guess going to the church. Yeah, as you know, I have a religious family, so I learned a lot. I remember that I used to have this kind of religious groups where children go and they started to learn about some biblical lessons that you can practice, that you put in practice today. So I know that that's really important. That helped me a lot today. And also uh, I saw this type of valuable moments in the past, like spending time with my family, because you know that my parents are a leader in those charges that they have. They didn't used to have much time in order to playing games with
You
their
and
son, with
your
you,
sister.
with my yeah, with my siblings. So
And
I tell me.
but so you say that you find in church a place or environment that you can develop it, your social skill maybe, and you can learn many things, right?
Yeah, social skills, spending with my parents. Yeah, I know that it helped me a lot, I guess. Mhm.
Okay, I caught that little bit. You guys are talking about maybe growing up in the church. I
In that
kind of,
environment, right?
Yeah.
I, I, I have an aunt that always try to take me to church. A little older, my mother took me to church,
Hmm.
and I think that's a very good foundation for anybody, to kind of go to the church and connect with. I mean, even if it's not to be religious, right? Even if it's just to be social, just
Yeah.
to connect with others, kind of learn some people skills. Very, very positive thing. And it doesn't matter what church, as long as it's a good church, obviously. But for the most part, I also have some experience growing up in the church, and it's something that I look back on. Another thing, one of the churches I went to had a summer camp.
Oh
So it was
yeah,
like a church summer camp.
yeah.
So
I could attempt on a kind of on a couple of them. Yeah, when I was teenager, I remember. We used to go uh, well to this mountain part of Lima, no? That is located on the middle of Peru. So uh, I remember that we used to go with my siblings. We spent a lot of time there, right? Maybe playing some religious games and also religious songs as well. So the children start to sing, right? Start to change their ideas, right? Their experience. So it wasn't a kind of priceless moment that I had in the past because you connect with other children, with other teenagers, and you can learn, no, about them. So I
I
guess.
agree, Aaron.
Mhm.
I agree with that. Um, really quick, I don't want to disregard the chat. They've been mentioning things that they remember from their childhood. Felix wrote, the sound of laughter from a group of friends at a sleepover. Gold Bolt said the taste of ice cream on a hot day. Carissa wrote the sight of a lemonade stand on a neighborhood street.
The
Wes
side,
put the sound of crickets chirping on a summer night. All right, some positive
Yes.
memories from
Ramon,
childhood.
have you ever built this type of house above the tree?
A treehouse.
A tree house, right? Yeah. I don't know. I always wanted to do that with my parents because I know that it's an a common outdoor activities in the United States. Here it's totally different.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, it's definitely depending how handy your father was. Yeah, you can definitely make a cool treehouse. But I think here we have more like palm trees, so it may not be as sustainable. But yeah, those are cool, man. Like something you said earlier, Aaron, was like using your imagination. Playing
Hmm.
make believe. I think that highlights because no matter what you did, you kind of had to like imagine a little bit, and by imagining, it kind of made it more fun. It made
Yeah.
things a little better. And like I said, I know everyone had a different childhood, whether it was positive, whether it was negative, whether it was positive and negative, because like I said, sometimes life is that balance. Either way, I say overall, I had a great childhood. Special thank you to my mother and my father for always being there for me throughout my life and providing that. I love them both very much. And because of them, I can say I had many experiences and I learned many, many things growing up. And hopefully, I can provide the same thing for my daughter. I'll let you both say your final words on childhood memories, childhood nostalgia. Eduardo, I'll let you go, and then Aaron can take us home.
okay. Well, I will say that will say to people that it's here us that as an adult is a responsible to ensure a good child is from children that we have near to us, right? So I I ask for being the most patient, the most responsible when you treat with a child because they like they, they are like that person that is all time learning, and it's very important what we give them. It's something value, right? Something that would help them, and try not to damage them because all the damage that they receive when they are children is going to be reflected when they are adults. So it's important to ensure this good environment and healthy environment for them.
I agree, Eduardo. Great words, great takeaway. Go ahead, Aaron. Take us to church.
Yeah, I'm totally agree. I guess people, not just parents, not just teachers. I guess everyone, right? Everybody should care about them because they are at the end of the line. They are the future of tomorrow. So in the future, they will become presidents. They will become I don't know. Uh,
Leaders,
sorry.
leaders maybe,
Leaders.
or parents.
Yeah, leaders. So it's really important to take care of them, right?
Yeah. The children of today are the adults of tomorrow.
And the
Right.
society.
And we'll close with that. Gentlemen, another great topic to talk about, like we do every week. Thank you for everyone that joined in, everybody in the chat that contributes. We appreciate you very, very much. And next week, tune back in with us and we'll have a brand new topic. Unfortunately, Gang couldn't join us this week, but he will be with us next week. And that's it,
We miss
y'all.
we miss them. We miss him.
Hell yeah, we always miss Gang. Always. But yeah, hope y'all have a great evening. Take care, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. And by the way, shameless plug, check out the Ramon G shop. You can get yourself a little Ramon G mug, Ramon G shirt, or Ramon G hoodie. Put your order in. Don't miss out. Get it while it's hot. Thank y'all. Have a great evening, and I'll see
Yeah.
y'all next time.
I didn't see
Bye-bye.
the flyer. I didn't see the flyer of